Hi everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for another soap making video. Today I'm going to be using the little 5-petal flowers that I piped in the behind the scenes video, and we're going to be putting them onto this soap, which is Hawaiian Honey Blossom. Now this soap, I am using the same mica I used in that in the piping of the flowers. It starts off as a real pale yellow, goes into this really deep sort of peachy colour, and then you hold your breath hoping it does come back to that nice pale colour, which it does in the end. But let's go and see how I make Hawaiian Honey Blossom. Let's go! Alright, so I think I am ready to go. I've got lots of things happening off to the side here. I had one plan for the soap, or one idea for this soap, and then it kind of changed. I knew kind of what I was going to do for this one in terms of the top. I just was being a bit indecisive about the pour on here. A bit fed up of doing drop swirls. I've done quite a few of them lately and wanted to try something a little bit differently, or a little bit different. So hopefully the fragrance is going to play, and my dishwasher has just started up. Alright, so we're going to split this up for a little bit of colour. In this one I have some jade mica. I don't need much. That is plenty there. In this one, I have some lemon sherbet mica. Now this is going to go orange, but it will eventually come back to a lovely pale yellow colour, or at least that is the experiences I have had. This one here is some aquamarine mica, and all of these are from my mica obsession. And then into the big bucket, I am going to put in some titanium dioxide. Going to give these a mix, and then we're going to pop in our fragrance, which is Hawaiian Honey Blossom. Alright, so you can see that has gone an orange colour. It will come back to yellow, I promise. What I am going to do is just pour off. I only need a very, very tiny amount of white at the end of this, but I'm going to pour it off now in case I forget to save any out of the batch when I'm doing my scraping of the buckets. So get that. Oh, look at that. That's gone lovely and thick. Not. Hopefully once we get this fragrance in here, it is going to thin this out. So as I said, this is Hawaiian Honey Blossom. It's got notes of pineapple, lime, jasmine, hibiscus, honey and amber. I once used to offer this in my Bath and Body range as part of my moisturizers, and I've had lots and lots and lots of requests to bring it back. At one point, and this was before everything that happened in 2020, this was back in 2019, at one point it became so difficult to get this fragrance in, I basically took it out of the range, and I've had that many requests to bring it back, and everything, you know, with what's happening, it's still not back in stock, but I did manage to snag myself a little 100ml bottle, which is enough to make a little soap with, and there's a little bit spare, so I might do a limited edition moisturizer set with that remaining sort of fragrance oil, so those that really love this fragrance can grab themselves that moisturizer. And as soon as it does come back into stock again, I will get a big bottle so we can bring back the Hawaiian Honey Blossom moisturizer. Alright, so this is actually playing nice for now. So let's give this a go. So what I am going to do, I'm just going to mess another pot up. It's actually a pot that was messed up earlier. This is my 6th soap for the day, so I've got soap dishes all over the place, so I've just given this one a quick clean out so I can pour my white into a pouring jug. The amount of oils and lye I have, they actually don't quite fit the red mixing bowls, but with what I want to do, I actually want a pouring spout on the jug, so it's going to be easiest to put my white back in here. It can all go in the dishwasher when it is done. That's why I've actually got the dishwasher on at the moment. I thought it was at the end of its dry cycle, and it doesn't usually make noise in its dry cycle, but I must have started about 2 minutes too early for it. Anyway, we've got that there. Here is our mold. Lee, I need to place another order with you. And I'm going to pop, for now, some clean towels underneath there. Hopefully I can get this to work. I'm not aiming for a wall pour, but I am going to kind of pour it down the one side and see what we get. I'm not sure because it does appear to be thickening up on me. Yeah, this is thickened, which is to be expected. It is a floral, so I'm actually surprised I've got this much work time anyway. You know what, I'm going to give up on that because it is too thick. Let's just kind of wobble that down. We'll keep pouring it down this one side, but I am not going to try and do that. I was going to try and get almost like a butterfly swirl in the corner or in the edge here, but we are, whoa, just way too thick. Give that a good stir, loosen it up. So what I'll end up doing is just pouring layers of this in, and then I think we will go and get the good old hanger and we will get these colours to swirl together. So I don't know how much of a swirl we're going to get in that, because it really was more of a chop with that hanger tool there. But you know what, I'm really not that worried. I've had soaps like this before where I've had this really thick batter, struggled to get that hanger through it, and then by some miracle of the soaping gods out there, I end up with this absolutely gorgeous swirl going through it. So we'll see if luck is on my side again. So I'm going to get this one all scraped out. Then I'm going to go and get the embeds. I'm also going to get that other soap put into some piping bags. And then we will get to finishing the top off. Right, so to go on the top of the soap, I have these little flowers that I have piped. These are still looking to be that sort of orangey colour. You can see they've got a really nice pastel orange. Just to show you, this is what I was playing with earlier. That is the same lemon sherbet colour. That is the leftover from there. So I'm hoping it's going to go back to this yellow colour. So fingers crossed it does, because that is the colour that I really want. But at the end of the day, the colours all work together anyway, so I'm not going to be too bothered if it doesn't. All I am now going to do, I'm actually going to take that glove off because it is much easier to handle without. I tend to get soap all over me if I leave my gloves on. So I then get soap absolutely everywhere, so it's just easier. I am now just going to completely cover the top in these little flowers. I'm really pleased with how this is coming together. Hoping we do get some swirls on the inside. Now I'm not sure exactly what it is, because I've learned in my sort of years of soaping, there are so many things that influence how thick your soap goes and stuff like that. And you know, in the groups, everyone has their sort of 2 cents worth, and most people will put in the same old things that everyone else in all the other groups say as well about soaps accelerating. And I get so many people tell me it's my recipe, and for some fragrances, yeah, it probably is my recipe, but then there's other fragrances where this stays super fluid. So I know it's not always my recipe that is the culprit. But what I have learned, if you've been watching my videos over the years, you will probably notice at this time of year, so summer here in Australia, I always have huge difficulties with my soaps accelerating. So I'm kind of prepared for it this year. And I've got a feeling it's got a lot to do with humidity as well, your actual environmental factors, because my recipe, sometimes I can use the recipe exactly the same in winter and summer with exactly the same fragrance and everything else exactly the same. The difference is the actual climate. And in winter, a fragrance oil might behave really, really well. Lemongrass and Persian lime is a really good example of that. For me, that fragrance oil in my recipe performs really well in winter. But if I try soaping with lemongrass and Persian lime in summer, that's it. It doesn't want to play at all. It thickens up, it won't swirl or anything. So I only ever soap with that fragrance now in winter, unless I get the Aussie Soap Supplies ones, which actually stayed really fluid for me during the summer months that I tested it. So I'll probably have to get some more of theirs in now that they are open back up, and use their lemongrass and exotic lime, they call theirs, just so we can actually have that in the summer months as well. But I do tend to find this was a floral, so it was bound to accelerate on me. But it has been really, really humid. They reckon there is a storm kind of rolling in. While I had this pour with the music going, my phone message has gone off. I am suspecting that is going to be hubby saying that a storm is heading our way. So it has got rather dark out there. So the humidity, I can feel it. The humidity's gone upward. Hello, I'm filming. Oop, I just had my little visitor popping in to see me. I think he wants to show me one of his new toys from Christmas. So I'll have to get this one finished so we go and have a look at it. Alright, I am pretty much done. I'm not going to force anything else on there. So let's move those ones out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to see if this white has set up. What I want to do with the white is just fill in the centers of these just with a couple of little dots. Yeah, it's not quite set up enough for doing really defined piping, but it's set up enough to do this with. And in fact, what I might end up doing is putting the leaves on and letting that set up a little bit more. So in that one, I've just got a writer's tip number 2. This one here is a leaf tip number 67. And I'm just going to fill it in with lots of tiny little leaves. So it's almost like when I do the Japanese cherry blossom soaps, but we are going to go for a little, well, hopefully yellow flower. You watch it, it's going to stay this peach colour, but like I said, I'm not particularly upset about that because it's still a really, really pretty colour. Okay, so here is Hawaiian Honey Blossom all done up for now. It is looking so pretty. Even those colours, as I said, together look really, really nice. So I'm not going to be too disappointed if it doesn't turn back. But I don't know if the camera really picks up on it, but you can kind of see that on some of these flowers there's a bit of a yellow tinge in there. So hopefully this one is going to come back to that pretty yellow colour. But we'll leave this one sit here and we'll be back in just a moment. We'll cut it open and we'll see what happens with all these colours and that swirl. So just a quick update on this one. I actually piped these flowers about 7 hours before putting them onto this soap, and you can see now even better they are starting to go into that yellow color. It is really, really pretty as it is looking right now, but I know that those shades of orange are not going to stay in there. My only hope is that the yellow inside of the soap will also go this pretty lemon color. So we'll be back in a minute and we'll have a look. So, even though I know how this colour behaves, I still wait with bated breath to make sure it does what I want it to do. And look, it has. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous yellow. It is so hard to believe that this colour goes that really bright, vibrant, deep orange. Mind you, the petals actually did go that beautiful peach colour as well. And it was absolutely fascinating watching this actually turn into that yellow. As I said in the little clip, I really do wish you kind of got those mixed shades of orange and yellow, but I'm really happy that this one actually did go into the yellow color, because I kind of wanted that honey sensation of yellow. The blue is to kind of represent all of that water that surrounds Hawaii, and the white I just thought was a nice complementary color. So let's take a look if we did actually get any swirls in that really thick batter. Alright, so let's grab this one from off the end, and that is the inside. We do have some air pockets in there, easily fixed, doesn't really affect the soap. But look at that swirl. That is absolutely stunning. I don't know how I managed to do it. Every time I do get these really thick soap batters, as soon as I put that hanger through, I can seem to get it to really blend and mix in well together. Really, really like how that kind of looks like the colours are dripping on through all that white. So I'll grab a couple more, might grab a couple from the middle here and see if we've got similar or different. Still some very, very similar swirls. Do have some big air pockets in there, but given how thick that soap batter is, that is looking pretty good to me. Really, really happy. Loving that color combination together as well. Really, really pretty yellow color it is. You just have to learn not to panic when using that lemon sherbet, because every time I have used it to date, it has come back to this gorgeous yellow color. So don't panic if your colors do actually change and morph. You'll also find your greens will kind of morph into an awful khaki or khaki sort of green color. Your purples tend to go gray, so do blues as well. But don't panic, because they will come back. I am really, really happy with how that has come together, and there's the little top there for you as well. So I'm really pleased with this Hawaiian honey blossom. If you come along and follow me over on Instagram, I'll post pictures when this one is actually ready and up on the website, so you can come and grab yourself a bar of it. I hope you have enjoyed watching how I have made my Hawaiian honey blossom soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up, any comments down below, and until the next video comes out, I hope you have a great one, and I will see you then. Bye.